Well, here we go. We're going to come close to finishing chapter 6 of Exodus this time. And before we do anything else, let's read a little bit more about John Wycliffe. There are just a few more paragraphs after the ones we're going to read now, which we'll save till next time. And there's a Chaucer quote in Old English, which I'll read next time. But this time we'll read right here, his importance. Although Wycliffe suffered a stroke when about 50 years old, he partially recovered from it and continued his writing, preaching, teaching, and the training of his beloved Lollards. Finally, because the prelates in England seemed unable to do anything about Wycliffe, the Pope himself summoned Wycliffe to Rome for trial. But Wycliffe had suffered his stroke and wrote a letter of decline. He suffered 2 more strokes, the last one in the pulpit, and finally left this life on December 31st, 1384. Schaff includes this description of Wycliffe in his History of the Christian Church. Wycliffe was spare and probably never of robust health, but he was not an ascetic. He was fond of a good meal. In temper he was quick, in mind clear, in moral character unblemished. Towards his enemies he was sharp, but never coarse or ribald. William Thorpe, a young contemporary standing in the court of Archbishop Arundel, bore testimony that, quote, he was emaciated in body and well nigh destitute of strength, and in conduct most innocent. Very many of the chief men in England conferred with him, loved him dearly, wrote down his sayings, and followed his manner of life. End quote. Like I said, we'll save Chaucer for next time. Let's look at a little more of revealing God's treasure.
Now, we finally make our way to the garden tomb, where many guests have come to this special place. The tomb was discovered in 1867, then researched extensively in 1883 by General Charles Gordon, who associated it with the place of the skull and the area of Jesus' crucifixion. We are told in the Bible that Joseph of Arimathea was a rich man, and thus we can expect the tomb he had constructed would be quite extravagant and large. There are several ancient crosses associated with the tomb. The largest cross is to the right of the tomb and was cut out of the escarpment. To the left of the entrance to the tomb is a simple anchor cross. Another interesting feature is this depression, which has been cut out of the bedrock for early Christians to sit on the stone ledge and practice the service of humility, or foot washing. A large stone would have been rolled in this track and would have covered the entrance to the tomb. And he laid him in a tomb, which had been hewn out of the rock, and rolled a stone against the door of the tomb. So they went and made the tomb secure, sealing the stone.
Yeah, this is where some of Ron Wyatt's discoveries get quite amazing. That stone is one of them. One of the times I listened to his recordings, one of his videos, he talked about finding that stone. It was 13 feet 2 inches in diameter, I believe, and circular. And I think he said it was laying in front of the cross post hole, rather close, so almost like somebody had placed it there intentionally to connect it and to connect that tomb that you just saw. So pretty fantastic. Let's read a little bit more from the Bible. And this time we're going to read Exodus chapter 6 verses 21 through 27. And then we'll read the last 3 verses of chapter 6 in the next reading. Also the sons of Iswar were in Chor and Napheg and Zechri. Also the sons of Oziel were in Misael and Elisaphan and Secheri. So Aaron took a wife, Elizabeth, the daughter of Amminadab, the sister of Nason, and she childed to him Nadab and Abiu, and Eleazar, and Ithamar. Also the sons of Chor were in Aser, and Elkanah, and Abiasab. These were in the kindreds of Chor. And Eleazar, son of Aaron, took a wife of the daughters of Phathel, and she childed Phinehas to him. These been the princes of the menes of Levi by her kindreds. And this is Aaron and Moses, to which the Lord commanded that they shouldn't lead out of the land of Egypt the sons of Israel by her companies. These it been that speak unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, that they lead the sons of Israel out of Egypt. Now the King James Version. Whoops. Same verses. I think that's it. Yeah. And the sons of Izhar, Korah, and Nepheg, and Zichri, and the sons of Uziel, Mishael, and Elzaphan, and Zithri. And Aaron took him Elisheba, daughter of Amminadab, sister of Nahshon, to wife, and she bare him Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And the sons of Korah, Aser, and Elkanah, and Abiasaph. These are the families of the Korites. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took him of the daughters of Putiel to wife, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites according to their families. These that Aaron and Moses, to whom the Lord said, Bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt, according to their armies. These are they which spake to Pharaoh king of Egypt, to bring out the children of Israel from Egypt. These are that Moses and Aaron. So ends the reading. We'll read the last few verses next time. And this time, we're out of here. Peace, everyone.